The IMO 2020 cap on sulfur emissions has sparked a revolution in shipping that Maersk has taken the lead on with its new pledge to go 100% zero carbon emissions by 2050. The key players in this revolution are now lining up. When we look at the alternatives to marine diesel fuel likely to be available to shipping companies like Maersk in the next 10 years, and then list out the desired attributes of such fuels, it becomes quickly apparent that some are cleaner than others, some are more easy to implement than others, and some are safer than others. For example, biomethane is one of the leading candidates because A, it's renewable, and B, it's lower in carbon than marine diesel. But because it's not a liquid, it's harder to implement, and because it still has carbon in it that ends up as a greenhouse gas in the atmosphere, it's not clean enough. Ammonia, on the other hand, is a room temperature liquid that could be zero emissions for carbon, but it gives off strong fumes, which makes it harder to handle, and it doesn't have the energy density of existing fuels, which means more space is required for fuel storage. If we give each alternative fuel a rating and numerical score, there's one that clearly stands out. It's called Metrol. It's a new hydrogen-based liquid fuel from US-based McAllister Technologies that could fundamentally replace fossil fuels and put a permanent end to both greenhouse gases and smog in general worldwide. What's now available to shipping companies like Maersk from McAllister Technologies is a 3-part package that includes not only Metrol and related engine conversion hardware, but 2 other game-changing products. One is green hydrogen at uniquely low cost. The other is carbon fiber and graphene, 2 21st century miracle materials at radically low cost that makes them radically profitable. Here's what it looks like in flowchart form. With this combo of technology elements, Maersk could reach its 100% zero emission goal much sooner than 2050. Roy McAllister is a prolific inventor with over 300 granted patents in renewable energy and materials science. Besides being an award-winning engineer, a college instructor, and the founder of the American Hydrogen Association, he wrote a book called The Solar Hydrogen Civilization that lays out the parameters to a fully green economy combined with sustainable prosperity in the 21st century. One of the most surprising aspects of Metrol technology is the fact that, contrary to prevailing belief that battery electric technology is the key to a green economy, the modified internal combustion engine may instead play that role. It's been well known for years that hydrogen, when burned in a carefully retrofitted combustion engine, is not just a zero-emission engine, it actually cleans the air around it. Since Metrol is a hydrogen without the hassles hydrogen fuel, it could in very short time turn the dirty combustion engines of the world, in transportation vehicles and power plants, into essentially air cleaning devices. The bottom line here is that for a fraction of the time and cost, combustion engines can actually be cleaner than battery electric or fuel cell electric propulsion systems. The key innovation to the Metrol technology package is a remarkable new device called the Hydrocarbon Splitter. The importance of this machine for creating a green economy cannot be overstated. A hydrocarbon such as methane gas is split or separated into its constituent parts, clean hydrogen and clean carbon. This patented method can be used with both fossil fuel methane and biomass methane. Harvesting carbon from fossil methane prevents carbon from being burned into the atmosphere. Harvesting carbon from biomass enables us to draw down excess CO2 in the atmosphere to actively reverse global warming. Its source is biowaste such as garbage, sewage, and agriculture waste. In both cases, the methane is transformed into clean energy and large profit. But just how large a profit are we talking about here? Let's take the numbers from splitting fossil methane. In this case, we'll take 1 million BTUs of natural gas, about 50 pounds, and run it through the hydrocarbon splitter to yield 13 pounds of green hydrogen and 37 pounds of solid fuzzy fiber carbon, the feedstock to a wide variety of carbon fiber products. The original 50 pounds of natural gas is worth about $5 on the open market. But after splitting it, we get about $18 worth of hydrogen and at least $74 of solid fuzzy fiber carbon for a total value of $92. We are currently designing the pilot demonstration that will prove the optimum cost for CapEx and OpEx for commercial production. We project an operating margin of above 40%, which is more than double that of the current petroleum refining industry. It is clear that the economics of hydrogen plus carbon fiber can become significantly more profitable than the economics of gasoline production. The magnitude of this profit margin can incentivize the rapid adoption of Metrol technology. Also, this approach decarbonizes natural gas to make it 100% clean burning. The hydrocarbon splitter can thus transition the fossil fuel industry in the next decade to be aligned with the environmental goals of zero carbon emissions. But here's a question. Who's going to launch this? The fear-based reptilian brain says don't consider any new technology that isn't 100% proven. The executive brain, and some would say visionary brain, has more latitude, especially in times of international emergencies such as the climate crisis. If we add in the potential reward of large monetary gain, then the visionary brain becomes willing to explore and invest in technology that is less than fully developed. Maersk has shown consistently to be a visionary company with the foresight and courage to pioneer something new and radical. Maersk plus Metrol are a perfect match. One reason for this is that because Maersk has been family-owned since its beginnings in 1904, it's been able to adhere to philosophic, social, and environmental core values that are uncommon in the modern world for corporations of this scale. The opportunity now is for the two to become partners and quickly finalize the proof of concept steps necessary for Metrol technology to become commercial reality. By turning the cargo ships, freight trains, and trucks of the world into essentially air cleaning devices, Maersk and McAllister Technologies together could play a huge role in turning the corner on climate change and kicking off a paradigm shift to a new green economy. Those looking back at this time in history would see clearly that the climate crisis was the opportunity, and Maersk seized the moment. Thank you, and please contact us with your questions.